Hi, my name's Adam Cox. I'm a phobia expert, also known as the Phobia Guru, based on my track record at helping people eliminate phobias in just a single session. Emetophobia is the fear of vomiting and is actually more popular than you would think. It's not definitely one of the rarest phobias. And it has links to many other fears, the fear of germs, and the fear of disgust and blood sometimes, because sometimes you get blood in vomit. So it crosses over to many other fears that inherently we have as humans. But someone with emetophobia will go to drastic lengths to avoid situations where vomit could occur. Quite often, this is either vomit for themselves, but in many cases, it could be the vomit of other people. So they are hyper vigilant to potential situations where vomiting could take place, either themselves or other people. So if someone is sick, for example, they will constantly worry that that person may vomit, particularly in their proximity. And it's not just the look of vomit that can actually cause a real sense of panic and anxiety. It can also be the sound. So that kind of throwing up sound, the smell itself, vomit tends to have quite a distinctive smell, and someone with emetophobia is constantly worrying about vomit and has a very vivid memory, almost photographic memory of previous times where they've been around vomit, and they tend to replay these movies in their head a lot, each time making them anxious, and therefore they want to avoid situations in the future. I've worked with several people that have emetophobia, and in many cases, it's something that they've been able to cope with when it's their own situation. The key trigger tends to be when they have children, or if they're spending time around people that may be getting sick. So that might be an elderly relative or a young child or a baby, for example. And the reason why that's so much of a trigger is because then their tactic and general strategy of avoidance is no longer feasible. Because if you are a parent and a child is vomiting because of some kind of sickness at school or whatever it might be, then that vomit needs to be dealt with, because the child themselves is not going to be in a position to clear up that vomit and remove it. And at this particular point, if the person that has this phobia is having a panic attack and they're just freaking out because of the vomit and the sounds and the smells, then obviously that's not very conducive to solving the problem of there being vomit around. So typically, it tends to be other people's vomit that tends to be the key trigger, particularly if they've had situations where they've had to call in help. And this can cause arguments within relationships, because many people wouldn't want to clear up vomit. So therefore, partners or other family members have this overall perception of a lack of fairness, that other people aren't really helping with the vomit, which is, of course, a disgusting thing to help with. It tends to be that they don't believe that this is a genuine fear or phobia, and that can cause arguments and a feeling of a lack of fairness. The good news is that this particular fear, this phobia, can be eliminated relatively quickly, normally in just 1 or 2 sessions. It is both a simple phobia and, in certain cases, a situational phobia. A simple phobia means that you see the thing and then you feel the reaction. So normally anxiety, a knot in the stomach, heart palpitations, all of this kind of stuff. The reason why it's situational as well is because those people with emetophobia are constantly evaluating the probability of themselves becoming sick or someone else getting sick. Parents, for example, that children go back to school, if they're hearing that other people are sick in the classroom, that might lead them to have anxiety and anxious thoughts about their child also catching that same illness and then potentially vomiting. It can be eliminated very quickly. I tend to work with clients either one-on-one in my clinic in Harley Street in central London, or via a high-quality video and audio using things like Skype, so I can work with people anywhere in the world. But I've also created a 7-day phobia elimination course, which means that people can download videos and audio files and then at their own pace work through that to eliminate whatever phobia they may have, including this fear of vomiting. In the first instance, though, if you are interested to learn what phobias are, why we have phobias, and how phobias can be eliminated so quickly, I've actually created a free video that I normally and have in the past charged at £30 or 40 US dollars, but currently at phobiaguru.com you can actually get this video completely free of charge, and that will give you a lot more information just to explain why we have these phobias and how quickly they can be eliminated if the right approaches are used. So if you're interested, that video is free of charge at phobiaguru.com. Hope this video has been useful for you.